Alright. Dr. Cimmerian, I believe. Yes. Okay, so we had read one of their works before. Yes, the most recent one we read from Dr. Cimmerian was 2218. If only I had a brain, which was the community of scarecrows. And also one even like 5 before the cat people. Yeah, no, we have read some of the works. Also, way before that, we also read some of the works as well. But this is now Dr. Cimmerian's, called The Prince. Oh. Oh no. It's all upside down. Look at this. Okay. I assume this will flip it back up. Maybe. Let's see what it is. Okay, so let me first read what you said, Zeno. Yeah, one cop shot a family dog and killed him like bro, you could have just tased him. Like, I know he was running at you, but still, that's dog natural instinct to protect their owners. Cimmerian's a fun one. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, I feel like in the US, sometimes it's just better to call your neighbors and then just hope that they can get to you as fast as possible, and then call a friend as well and be like, hey man, help me out. I know you might be asleep. Like, I know at the end it's like, especially if it's late at night, that's very difficult and all that stuff, but yeah. This is original documentation. If you have difficulty reading the original documentation, please view the temporary document immediately following the original file. So this must be, this is the story. Yeah, so this just flips it right up. Yeah, it does flip it right up. Cool. I like that. That already gives me like that gives it some bonus points. I always love when they are creative with how the log is being read. That always gives it a small bit of bonus points of enjoyment. Object class safe, special containment procedures. SCP-2251 is to be held in containment vault on floor 13 of Site 88. Under no circumstances are video files associated with SCP-2251 to be copied to any non-air gapped computers. And here we have a picture saying object appearing 12 minutes and 46 seconds into SCP-2251's video content. Let's get, how about, first of all, let me just, there we go. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Almost looks like either like a jellyfish or something that like those, you know, those like images when you do like a little light show and you can like track where the light went, kind of like that, like, and then like that's the image we got from that. Maybe. SCP-2251 is a digital video disc which contains an unproduced and unaired episode of the American Situation Comedy, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Hey, now this is a story all about how my life got flipped upside down. Of course! That's why it's flipped upside down! When played, the video image will appear to have its vertical and horizontal axis inverted. This effect persists regardless of the orientation of the viewer. Digital alteration of the video file has been unable to compensate for this apparent inversion. Whether this effect on that observed in SCP-1989 or variations of the same phenomena is currently under investigation. I believe, I might even recall which one this one is. This might be the videotape where, if you know the disc, when you play, it's a movie disc. When you put it into it, the whole like movie flips and then all the people just fall. Man, I love SCPs that center around pop culture references, which we got Duck Hunt and we got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Let's see how many more if you get your bingo card out, maybe we can get like 5 more. Furthermore, any written descriptions of SCP-2251 are similar inverted, though this inversion appears to be static, and is therefore reversible through orientation of the reader or device used to view written content relating to the object. Production information at the end of the episode indicates a production of date of 1999, 3 years after the final episode of the series aired. This information includes an acting credit for Janet Hubert Witten, who does not appear in SCP-2251's video content. Despite the fact that Janet Hubert Whitten, is it Whitten or Whiten, was replaced by Daphne Maxwell Reid in 1993. Several Foundation staff are also credited as producers, including Dr. Madison, Dr. Rosenthal, and Dr. Markowitz. Questioning of staff mentioned in these credits has produced no new information relating to the object. None of the 3 individuals appear to possess knowledge of SCP-2251 prior to questioning. These staff members also display little capacity of the creation of such media. The video contained in SCP-2251 displays no variability. A scene fades in with the actors Will Smith and Alfonso Ribeiro sitting at what appears to be an outdoor cafe. Here's the thing: I watched Prince of Bel-Air when I was like a wee lad in German, so I actually never like. I don't think about it. I actually never had to say Alfonso's last name out loud. After 1.3 seconds, both actors and all loose items fall out of the frame into the sky. The camera continues to film the table, which is secured to the ground for 4.8 more seconds, to which a laugh track plays. I think another one was 1756. That was Cisco and Ebert. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like pop culture. It's like the Hugh Grant one. Not the Hugh. No, not the Hugh Grant. What's his name? Hugo Weaving. There was a Hugo Weaving one. Disco Ebert. 914 referenced a whole bunch of pop culture stuff. They referenced like Smash Brothers. They referenced the Doki Doki Literature Club, Marvel, DC. I mean, yesterday we had the boy with superpowers mention the Avengers, so we got a bunch. The video contains there's an additional transition to a black screen which continues for approximately 63 seconds and during which a single tone plays. This is followed by a transition to a camera following both Will Smith and Alfonso Ribeiro, falling into what appears to be open sky. Neither individual appears to be in distress, so all sounds are drowned out by wind. After approximately 4 minutes, both individuals appear to begin suffering from the effects of atmospheric hypoxia. Following another 2 minutes of intensifying symptoms, both individuals appear to lose consciousness. I'm still mad that like Will Smith was in Zurich. Like he was walking around Zurich when it was like super early in the morning and there was nobody around, and he walked like right past my apartment, and I was asleep, like I was asleep during that time because he went out like 5 in the morning, and I was like dead asleep, and he just in his fucking Instagram video you can see that he walks in my area, and I'm just like, what? 12 minutes and 46 seconds of the video, a single object pictured above falls in the opposite direction with the frame. After 22 minutes and 21 seconds have passed, the camera zooms into a close-up of Will Smith, now suffering obvious symptoms associated with a low-pressure environment. He appears to regain consciousness and the wind sound ceases. The actor states Uncle Phil always told us not to get high, before the episode ends with an additional laugh track. Credits continue for another 57 seconds, accompanied by the same tone as earlier. I'm still mad at Will Smith. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole can of worm. That's a whole another discussion. Experiment 1. Subject D1934. Experiment. Baseline viewing. No attempts to alter perception undertaken. Results. Regardless of physical orientation, subject was unable to correct inversion. Experiment 3. Subject Jennifer Court. Subject suffers from a rare spatial orientation disorder, inverting all images subject perceives, otherwise same as baseline viewing. Subject was again unable to correct inversion. Subject appeared confused by effects and was slightly agitated until amnestic administration. Continued monitoring of subject has revealed no additional information. Experiment 6, subject D1, back to 1934. Experiment SCP-34 viewed SCP-2251's video content through a pair of lenses which invert all visible light, otherwise same as baseline viewing. This just feels like a too happy creepypasta. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a creepypasta if it was happy, right? There's not many creepypastas with happy endings. There's like creepypastas with endings where the main character doesn't die, but this doesn't. It's not very like happy ending. This feels more like. This feels more like surreal, I would say, right? Like you would imagine watching like a episode of Prince of Bel-Air that doesn't exist, that nobody knows about, and then the moment you watch it, you see that Will and Alfonso just flying in the air, and then once you look away, everything you see that's written suddenly is flipped upside down. I feel like it's more surreal than a happy creepypasta. Honestly, I would hate if I watched that episode and then I could not read shit anymore because everything's upside down. Then every time I would text, I would have to like text like this, and then flip my phone like that, and then deactivate like the anti rotation thing so I can just read the text message my friend sent me. I would hate that. Experiment 14, subject D1934. A copy of SCP-2251's video content was altered to be compatible with 3D glasses. Subject was provided with 3D glasses, otherwise same as baseline viewing. Result: D1934 suffered a severe neck injury upon impact with ceiling. Appeared to be repulsed from the floor at a rate consistent with an inversion of gravitational attraction. Upon removal of glasses, subject was affected by gravity normally. Measures were taken to ensure no secondary injuries occurred. So, okay, so for some reason the 3D glasses affect your own sense of gravity as well. Okay, interesting. Experiment 15, subject D3403. Experiment renewed baseline viewing. No attempts to alter perception undertaken. Result: subject began to hum the French Prince of Bel-Air theme song approximately 75 seconds into playback. Subject reported that typical inversion related to SCP-2251 had ceased. The video playback was not altered from its original content, and the second playback with subject instructed to remain silent throughout resulted in typical effects. Okay, so if you actually sing the opening theme, it should be noted that the secondary testing relating to incident 15 has confirmed the temporary reversal of inversion effects until the end of a playback with as little as 5 seconds of either humming or singing this theme song. So the moment you say like, now this is a story all about how my life got flipped upside down, that's when the anomalous effect in the video does not happen. It doesn't flip. Interesting. Makes sense because like you do say my life has been flipped upside down, in the sense this is literally, it flips literally upside down. I guess it's like kind of like a chant to prevent that. I've included a secondary copy of the file under an access wall. This access wall requires you to read lines of lyrics originating from the theme song, which reverses inversion effect. This appears to also reverse the inversion effect in unread written text. I believe the modified form of this access wall should be included in the final documentation of SCP-2251. Researcher Carson, 2251 research assistant. Hold on. Now hold on. Okay. It's Carlton. Carson sounded a bit too similar. I was like, oh. Imagine being at your child's birthing and then you just get flung into space where you freeze just there for eternity. I mean, unless you have to, unless you put the 3D glasses on, I don't think you have to worry about that. Also, what do you give birth in open field? Like, why is she getting flung into the space? So you wanted me to read the discussion page. Here we go. Your home to Bel-Air image. Okay. where he says slow block. Okay, let me just skip that and then slow block. Okay, so it's not here. Not here either. Did I miss it? Wait, hold on. Just scroll on one. Okay, sure thing. Upside down. The second and you mean download? Get off the stage. I want a gimmick. Show block. Okay, not slow block. Okay, that explains why it couldn't find it. Okay, so maybe we thought this says first. I want to hate this for being a shitty gimmick, but you made it interesting in its own right. I certainly wasn't expecting what happened in the 3D glasses test. I mean, it's just the first time of the Fresh Prince theme song made literal and an SCP, but I suppose it is still good. May I ask what the idea is behind the object falling through the frame, or should I try and read this again to figure it out? My backstory: there's no indication of this in the skip, but the object is an eldritch creature that was captured on film during an actual episode. It's very, very thin in the background of some episode of Fresh Prince and caused no ill effects to all of the copies of the episode it appeared in. Due to how it perceives time and space, being captured on film caused it to be captured in that moment on the single copy, and it's weird as shit because it's struggling to get free. That 3D glasses thing closest it's gotten to freedom in a decade. The theme song is oddly enough the only thing that stops it from escaping, acting as a barrier at the start and end of each episode, even though we can't hear them anymore. By the sound of the thing that one's out is still there. Just imagine a future version of this article where the thing finally gets out and is kept contained in a room by the Fresh Prince theme song on loop forever. I was a bit skeptical of the skip, but after reading your explanation I'm comfortable plus oneing. While I can understand the backstory, and I think it's interesting that the 3D glasses is part of the reason why that happens, I would say that takes away a little bit of the silliness of this SCP. I personally would say, because the idea of just the theme song and a new created episode existing out of that somehow supernaturally flips a thing. I would say I don't know. I prefer that it was just yeah, it's a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air non-existent episode that for some reason has the power to flip things. Which we already have. We already have a SCP that's all about, as I said before at the beginning of this, where the video gets flipped. So adding an eldritch monster, while I understand that gives it reasoning, I think that adds a bit too much to this thing. But at the end, if that's what the author wants, I'm down for it. 251. Because at the end, I'm never considered that SCPs need a reason to work for how they work, you know. And that's why I'm thinking the moment oh, it's an eldritch being that just got captured and that's how it causes things. I'm like, okay, this one has a reason. That's fair enough. But I don't think that reason was really necessary. SB2251. Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped upside down. And let me see if I can find is there a website? Upside down text generator. Yeah, there we go. Should probably work. Yeah, it does work. Nice. Enjoyed the call back to Prince of Bel-Air theme song. I also like the connection to the other SCP that flips movies. Make sure you don't have 3D glasses on while watching. There we go. There. It's a actually, I'm gonna post this like that. The upside down part first. Dot like that. There we go. Alright. I actually think origins of SCP are interesting because it adds more depth and story to them, like 999 in the manifestation of Satan's child, or 682 maybe an alien from 4. Yeah, no, I fully get that. I fully understand that. I personally, I mean, after reading so many, I never really cared for the origin. Like, it's cool to have another SCP like make a callback, be like, oh, this could be from the same group, or this could be from the same maker, blah blah blah. That I think that's fine, that's cool. But I personally never like had a problem, especially after reading like all these things. Like after like the first 5, I immediately like realized like, oh, I don't really have to think why it works that way. It just does. So yeah, no, I'm more leaning towards like keep its origin a mystery, unless it's like made by a group of interest, like if it's a Dr. Entertainment thing, or if it's a factory thing, or the Serpent's Hand, and so on and so forth. Then I'm like, okay, that gives it an origin point of creation, and that's cool. But I am personally like, you don't really need to explain to me why it exists, because I'm already 2,250 in of these things being a thing in this universe. But that doesn't mean that I dislike when they do give origin stories. Like some, like for example, with the Black Rabbit Gang, I do like when to read that, like, oh yeah, it was a guy who, out of pure coincidence, just created 5 Catwomen and became a wizard-like being for them, and then they travel the world. That I don't mind origin stories too much, but I'm just saying like SCPs don't really need them, in my opinion. Alrighty then.